Florida Weisse.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I picked up a beer today from Asda from the Thornbridge Brewery, based up there in the Midlands, I think Derbyshire they're based in. They've got a really good pedigree. They've been around quite a long time, quite well respected on the craft brewing scene. And I've tried some of this stuff before, it's been pretty good, although their flagship beer used to be, is it Jaipur? I didn't think much of that at all, to be honest. I thought it was very average. But I saw some of their stuff in Asda today. They've got quite a few of theirs in there, and I've picked some up. So this is the first one I'm going to review. It's a Florida Weisse. What is a Florida Weisse? It's got nothing to do with Miami Vice. I know that. It is a basic Berliner Weisse flavoured with fruit, and this particular Florida Weisse has got raspberries in it. There's no hops in Florida Weisse, which might sort of set alarm bells ringing with a few people, but if you ever tasted Weisse beer, the biggest star of the Weisse beer genre is the yeast. Now they do put hops in German Weisse beer, and to be honest, I really can't taste them. I know Schneider Weiss do an extra hopped one. It's probably dry hopped, and you can get it's quite a weird Weiss. It's got the hoppiness on it. But all the others I've tried, Weinstepan, Schneider, obviously, the Hacker Shore. I should review that actually. The Hacker Shore, that's a really good Weiss, that is. But all the German Weiss, you can't really taste the hops, and the same sort of goes for the Belgian as well. It doesn't really stand out because it's not really integral to that style of beer. The yeast is what makes it. Anyway, I'm rambling on here. Let's get this one open and see what is going on with it. Okay, let's get it sniffed first. Oh, blimey. It smells of sour raspberry with a touch of something else. Dare I say sour milk? Oh, this is going to be something else. Look at that. Look at that. I'm a bit worried. This is going to be... Oh, and you've just thrown it all over yourself, you fucking twat. I'm a bit worried this is going to be some sort of novelty beer. But let's just get it tasted and see what's going on. I've got fucking strawberry Weisse beer down there. Now have a look at that. That's a cloudy, pinkish colour. Somebody told me I'll be drinking beer this colour, I would have serious doubts. It's got a pink, very light pink head on it as well. My mate Julian would love this. It's his favourite colour, pink. Alright, mate? Yeah, that's quite sour. You can smell the sourness on that. But it's got a funny twinge to it that I can't quite look. It's sort of like sour milk. But let's get it tasted. It could be completely deceptive. Yeah, that is nice. And it does, it tastes like a fruity Berliner Weisse. The sourness is there. I'm sure I've tried, I think it was the framboise from the Bacchus range. A framboise is like a raspberry lambic, and it wasn't quite as sour as this, but I can see the similarities. It's just sourness, a little bit of sweetness from the fruit, and a lot of raspberry. I'll tell you what it does remind me of. Do you remember, I don't know whether they still do it or not, but you used to get ice cream and it had very thin bits of raspberry. Is it called raspberry ripple? Am I being that stupid? It could be, but it was quite sour, and that mixed in with the sweet ice cream, and you'd eat that and you'd get a little bit of a sort of a sour kick. That's what that reminds me of. It is raspberry ripple, isn't it? I'm being a complete twat there. I haven't eaten ice cream in ages. That's probably why. Certainly haven't had. I don't think I've had raspberry ripple since I was a kid. But it takes me back to that taste, that quite sour, bit of a, tart sort of flavour. You sort of, oh yeah, that is quite sour. And this is what this is like. And it's reminiscent, the sourness is reminiscent of a Huza and a Berliner Weisse as well. It's got that real, sour, tart flavour to it, which sounds terrible, but when you actually drink it, it's very drinkable. And it is a 5.1, I think it is. What are they saying about it? Flavours, hazy, the colour, hazy pink. It is sour, got sour fruit, it's got fresh strawberries, and it goes with dark chocolate. Yeah, I can see the dark chocolate where that would come in, because the two are bitter, and yeah, that's probably a good pairing actually. Florida Weisse is a hazy and refreshing fruit sour that is bracingly tart, yeah. It pours with a pinkish hue and is absolutely brimming to the flavour of fresh raspberries. That's a pretty good description, I think. It's 4.5%, which you'd expect from a Berliner Weisse. They're slightly lower in alcohol, and I think 4.5% is the sort of ceiling on the ABV stakes for a Berliner Weisse. Here is the can. And there is the gum from the back, and on there as well. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I've seen this in a Wetherspoons. I know that I've seen they do a Weisse beer from Thornbridge in some Wetherspoons, and that isn't too bad. It's more of a Belgian wit than a German Weisse, but I'm sure I've seen this. I could be wrong though. Memory playing tricks on me. But if you're a fan of Berliner Weisse, you're going to love this, because it is a variation on the Berliner Weisse style. Berliner Weisse is really nice. Mikkeller do a really good one. Is it called Wood Will Fall? I remember drinking that and thinking that was really nice. Proper sour. And this has got all the sourness, but with little fruity overtones to it. Really nice. Yeah, I do like that. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10, because it's got all the characteristics of a Berliner with a slight twist. The ABV is good, so it's quite drinkable, and it's come from Thornbridge, who are, in my opinion, one of the best in Britain. I think there's a few up there. I'm going to go over this actually. I should get, do 5 beers from the 5 best craft brewers I think in Britain. And when I say craft brewers, I mean proper craft brewers, not these people like Camden and all that who've been taken over by AB InBev but still go under the moniker of a craft beer, the totally independent brewers. I will do that one day, and I'll get the 5 best from the ones I recommend. So yeah, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Get yourself down to Asda. If you've got an Asda or a big superstore, they will do that. I think it's about £2 a can. You can get it direct from the Thornbridge. I think that's £2 a can as well. Obviously, you've got to pay for postage. And yeah, I would definitely recommend that. It's a good representation of a Berliner Weisse, but with a fruity twist. And remember, beer is working class champagne.